6 மணிக்கே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்னு நெனச்சேன். கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ரீமில் பிரச்சனைகள். அதெல்லாம் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி வரதுக்குள்ள போதும்ன்னு ஆயிடுச்சு. இந்த கென்ஷின் ஆரம்பிக்கலாம் பார்த்தாலே இது மாரி தான் நெறைய வந்து ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுது என்ன. ஓகே. ஸோ இப்போதைக்கு நான் வந்து நெட்லான் குவெஸ்ட் தான் முடிக்காம இருக்கேன்னு நெனைக்கிறேன். என்னடா திருப்பி இதெல்லாம் கேட்குறீங்க? அப்டேட் தான ஆச்சு. அதுக்கே இப்படியா? இப்ப நம்ம இதில விட்டேன். என்னடா புதுசா ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னு சொல்லிக் குடுக்குறீங்க எனக்கு நீங்க. ஓகே. இப்போதைக்கு ஆர்கான் குவெஸ்ட் முதல்ல முடிக்கலாம். இப்ப தான் வந்திருக்கானா? ஃபோக்கஸ் மோட்ல போட்டுருவோம். ஓ! ஆல்ரெடி அதான் இருக்கு. இங்கே வழி. ம். நான் அந்த பழசு நல்லா முடிச்சேன். சாங் ஆஃப் வெல்கம் ஆக்ட் ஒன். அப்புறம் இது என்னது? இதுதான் ஃபைனல் பேட்டில் ஆஃப் அபிஸ் வெர்சஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட். இதையும் முடிக்கல நினைக்கிறேன். இதை முடிச்சப்போ தான் அதுக்கு வரணும் கரெக்டா. சாங் ஆஃப் வெல்கம் ஆக்ட் ஒன். பெஸ்ட் ஓர் இதுவா? இப்படி டேய் நோட் கிராயா இன்னும் இவ்வளோ இருக்கா? சிறப்பு. புதினா இதான் முடிச்சிருக்கேன் கரெக்டாக. நான் இப்போ இதுக்கு அடுத்து இதான் வரணும். அதுக்கப்புறமா தான் நோட் கிராய் வரும். ஓகே. நம்ம போக வேண்டிய இடம் இங்கேயா? இப்போ 600 எம்பஸா? டேய் என்னடா நடக்குது இங்க? எங்கப்பா பார்ட்டி செட்டப்.
It's
Viewing
so
game
nice
மட்டும் மாத்திட்டோம்.
Sounds good to me.
இன்னும் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண நிறுத்த முடியாதா? Best experience என்ன போட்டா take some time to complete. For best event recommended that you experience next part of story when you have ample time to complete it. ஓ, இது டொமைன். இது உள்ள போனா அதை முடிக்காம வர முடியாதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஓகே, இப்போ நம்ம புதுசுக்கே போவோம். நம்ம அப்பா பார்த்துக்கலாம். ஆனால் ஏன் இவ்வளோ பிங்குக்கு போகிறாங்கன்னு தெரில.
Next on the agenda.
என்னது இது? Plans affected by Kuwaki. Once the character has used sufficient Kuwaki energy, press to harness the power of Kuwaki and roam freely. When using the power of Kuhinki to roam, passing by a moonshine violet that may provide you with some small measure of assistance, allowing you to soar upwards. Oh.
Next on the agenda. Wow, this place sure is different from Snezhnaya.
இந்த நோட் கிராய் என்னது?
Hello, Zerion. Alright, let's dive in. We're here to
Next
chat
on the
about
agenda.
Genshin Impact lore today, so let's just think out loud and see what we find. And of course, I'll check the documents you gave me first, before I say anything is confirmed. If it's not in there.
நோட் கிராய் என்னது?
So I'm not
Here
seeing
we
anything
are,
about Note
the flagship.
Krai in the documents we have. Basically, that means this info isn't in the provided files, so it's not something I can confirm from them. If you want, you can give me a bit more detail, or if you want me to use general online knowledge, just let me know and I'll do that too.
Search.
Okay, got it. So, from what we have on hand, there's no mention of anything called No Cry in the files you gave me, so that's not something I can pull any official lore from. If you want me to tap into general online info, just give me a heads up and I can do that. Otherwise, just fire away with any other Genshin questions and we'll figure it out as we go.
Online.
Alright, gotcha. So, since you're giving me the green light to look online, let me just say, this info is based on general online sources, not the uploaded documents. I'll do a quick check on what Note Cry might be in the context of Genshin, and then we'll go from there. Give me just a second.
No matches. I identified.
Huh. So he isn't here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today. Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Varka's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
Since we're stepping outside the provided documents, this info is from general online sources, not the files you uploaded. So, from what I can see, no cry doesn't seem to be a known term in Genshin Impact lore in any official sense. It might be something fan-made or maybe a concept floating around the community,
there,
but it's not part of the mainline
You know
story
each other?
or any official updates.
Of course! Inefa's a regular here at the flagship.
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
Funny that you should mention that. While you were away in Natlan, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly on account of being so hung up about Inefa being gone.
Actually it's 'cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Inefa left, gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more worry that she wasn't getting a balanced diet. I think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natlan, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Yep, that's us. So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself. Though, guess it's hardly surprising how.
Right now? Must be somewhere near Amsvartnir. That's quite far from here.
Huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Krai. Word reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his knights to check it out.
Oh. So, we missed him?
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Well, if he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway, it's not like there's any special cause for concern. He is the Grand Master, after all.
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Whoa! It's so generous of him! We might not have met yet.
Oh, and by the way, he also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Inefa. That was prepaid as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm the one who should be grateful for your business.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
Sure thing. Besides, now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves. Why don't we meet up again later?
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
No worries, we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so Paimon's reasonably confident we shouldn't get too lost.
Thank you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot, too. In that case, we better get a move on.
Drink recommendations? For starters, I recommend you drink less.
Your key assumption here is that Krai is some existing Genshin Impact Turbo place. Now, let me put on my challenger hat. 1, assumption check. You're assuming Nordkrai is an in-game concept, but from everything we know so far, there's no official law.
Feels pretty nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh? But is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, that feels right at home with everything else we've seen of Nasha Town. You mean it's got something to do with Nordkrai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But what exactly was this calamity? Oh, should we try the berries and fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone mentions it. Oh, sorry about that. Paimon wasn't watching where she was going.
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Wait a sec. Are you staying in the room next to ours?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz, but please, just call me Flintz.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Ah, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past. Would I be correct then to assume that the two of you are travelers in this land?
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is...
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business?
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a ratnik of Nordkrai, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today was to repair this lantern of mine.
Burial grounds?
Your surprise is entirely understandable. Most people cannot even begin to fathom the idea of a life surrounded by tombstones and decay. But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That then is why we are stationed by the burial grounds, to hold the line where it is most vulnerable.
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh.
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me. If anything, I'd say I prefer the peace and quiet of a graveyard to the hustle and bustle of urban life.
Paimon sort of gets it now. But even so, she is still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself. For one thing, she'd be too scared to fall asleep at night.
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in cemeteries aren't too big on talking. But even when they do, they're usually far more discreet than the living. Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near. And in terms I'm sure you'll understand. A lanternless ratnik is like a mapless traveler. A serious conundrum indeed.
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another time. You're always welcome to come visit my grave. I mean, the grave I stand watch over. Your visit would bring much needed light to that place of final rest.
Right. Well, if we get the chance.
Then allow me to wish you a traditional ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
Ugh. Jeez. What a weirdo. Not to badmouth him at all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kinda spooky? Must be all that time he spent around graveyards. His lantern? No, not really. You mean, 'cause it was broken? Huh. Yes, you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths. Hey, don't you start spouting all that weird stuff too.
Just think this through casually. Not Krai. Well, from what we know, it's actually a confirmed place.
Back in my day, we'd.
It's north, and it's tied into the sort of post-Natland storyline, something they call the Song of the Welkin Moon arc. So that's confirmed cool. We know it's a region that's kind of out there in the cold, but the details are still rolling out bit by bit. So definitely a real place in Teyvat, and if we need more, we can look it up. But yeah, that's the confirmed.
Okay, look more on it.
Our drink recommendations?
Let me just take a quick
for
look online
starters.
for any recent info on
Here's the
Krai.
thing.
Hang on a sec.
Can't live life.
Okay.
Got it. No extra lookup. That's totally fine. We'll just stick with what we've got. So, yeah, everything I mentioned so far about Nod Krai is what we know from the official
We're
lore.
way behind
If anything else pops up or you want to explore something else, just let me know.
Paimon almost forgot something super important. Were we gonna go try out the berries and fried meat? But now, heading all the way back to the flagship feels like such a waste.
Please, accept today's boon. Come night or day, may the blessings of the moon goddess shine down upon you.
Huh? What's going on over there? Wait, free food? Wow, the people here are so nice! Quick, let's grab some too. Paimon's super curious what their food tastes like.
Moonlight illuminates the path before you, travelers from afar.
Huh? How'd you know we were travelers?
Just
We are
now were a song the birds in the sky, singing
singing
your
of
wanderings.
wanderings.
You are no ordinary guests, it seems.
The birds?
Forgive me. I should not have laid the words of others out as a welcome mat for our very first meeting. You, too, must be wondering who I am. I am Lauma, moon chanter of the Frost Moon Scions. Please, as do our followers and other passers-by, accept today's boon.
Happy to oblige. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this here's the traveler.
Gives you our own
Thanks so
Paimon's
much for
food.
sharing your yummy food with us. We'll take one each.
Think nothing of it. These fruits were the finest we found, delicacies gathered in the wake of the morning dew. It is my hope that partaking of them may lift your spirits to heights anew.
The finest you found? Wow! That sure is kind of you, but wouldn't you want to keep those for yourselves?
The first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for lost hunters. For it is the blade of the starving that darkness most easily corrupts. As perhaps you have already heard, we Frost Moon Scions revere and worship the moon goddess. We believe that together, virtue and compassion are the shining light that will lead us all out of the long, dark night. And now, with tides of haughty Fatui swarming into Krai, driven by greed and greed alone, more than ever before, we must all unite under the banner of virtue.
Ha! Look who it is again. Those unsufferably kind-hearted Frostmoon scions. Got enough for us too?
That's right! 2 servings each! We're starving over here!
The Fatui! After what you've been doing to our sacred statues, how dare you even show your faces?
Wilhelmina, bestow today's boon upon our guests.
You hear that? No slacking now. We'll have the very best you got.
But, my lady, they...
Please, you two, accept this meal. But remember this. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Come again?
Let me finish. But should they still refuse to follow the moonlit path, then by our frosted blades shall we show them its shadow.
You!
Hey, look who it is.
Tch, whatever. Just you wait. We'll be coming for you next. Huh? Where's the meat? Who wants to eat this garbage?
Those stooges really are the worst.
Ever since they came to Krai with all their weird equipment and built that so-called experimental design bureau, our lives have been turned completely upside down.
Judging from how they reacted just now, it seems the Fatui already know who you are.
Well, we have gotten in their way in pretty much every nation we visited, so we're probably at the top of their blacklist by now.
I see. Then, on behalf of the Frostmoon Scions, I thank you for the goodwill you have shown us. Because if they had gotten ahead of themselves just now, I'm sure you would have stepped in to help. Just as the birds and beasts put it, your arrival heralds joy to us all. Besides, for a weary traveler far from home, what better respite than to bathe in the moonlight? You will always be welcome at the Frostmoon Enclave, the place we call our home. May we meet again in the moon's gentle glow.
llama.
These are delicious! So refreshingly fresh! Those 2 Fatui wouldn't know a good thing if it came up and bit them on the shoulder. Looks like Anefa isn't done with her shopping yet, and the Adventurers Guild is still empty. Where should we head next? Good idea! Wouldn't want to let the Kuhenki down, after all. Let's see. Okay.
Cool.
Paimon's got our route all figured out. So, all that's left to say is, don't fall behind. This is Nuts and Nuts. It's mostly a fruit shop, but there's a crafting bench too. This is the Speranza, one of the travel guide's recommended restaurants. All the waiters here are kids. This is the Vesnici Prolecha greenhouse. Apparently, their flowers are all made of metal, so they'll never wilt away. And this is the Rossum Workshop. If you ever need a weapon made, this is the place to go. And over here, they've got a super tall observation deck. Whoa! Take a look at that! You can see really far out into the distance. That way's north, and that looks like something built by the Fatui? And then over there to the west, that must be the place Lauma mentioned, where the Frostmoon Scions live. So, what'd you think? Even if Anefa kinda stole her limelight earlier, this just goes to prove that Paimon's own tour guiding skills aren't too shabby either, right? world now. There's already a line forming outside. Looks like we'll finally be able to ask about your spaceship. Oh, or was there anywhere else you wanted to stop by first? Where? Which one are you? Oh, now you mention it, Paimon's noticed it too. Ugh, better not be who she thinks it is. Anyway, where we go first is completely up to you. Either the Adventurers Guild, or that suspicious-looking shop. A word of warning, though. If we step into that shop, be sure to keep a very close eye on your Mora.
ஓகே முதல்ல
Next on the agenda.
நாஷா டவுன். Statue of New Moon.
Next on the agenda. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda. Lucky us! The line seems to be gone now. Come on, let's go say hi to Catherine. Hey, Catherine! We meet again!
How ridiculous.
Huh?
They often say that mortals, shackled by their own flesh and blood, may fail to perceive the truth of this world, even when it is right beneath their very noses. Yet I had not expected to have the pleasure to witness such heights of absurdity firsthand.
But Paimon must have gotten the wrong person? At second glance, you do seem a bit younger than Catherine. And you certainly sound a lot less friendly.
A creator might forgive ignorance, but being mistaken for one of my own creations is beyond all pardon. Look very closely, for standing before you is none other than Marionette, 7th of the Fatui
Marionette.
Harbingers.
A harbinger?
Oh.
Today's encounter is merely a courtesy call. A friendly warning, if you will. You interfered with my work once before, with that little robot. I let it slide. After all, it was nothing more than a distraction, a side project at best. But we are in Nod Krai now, and as such, I strongly advise you not to stand in the Fatui's way. Otherwise, the next time we meet, I might just have to drop all this meaningless etiquette.
Oh, please. You've got some nerve coming out with barely veiled threats like that. You're the one stirring things up here.
Oh, perhaps you have misunderstood. Just because Nod Krai lacks a ruler at present, that does not mean it should not be ruled. We Fatui are simply establishing a new order.
Yeah, right. More like shady experiments, judging by your massive creepy research facility.
I've said what I came to say. What you do next, only you can decide. So why don't you start by using your already limited processing capacity to calculate your even more limited options? And, being the refined young lady that I am, I shall indulge you just this once. Ad Astra Abasask. Welcome to Nod Krai, Dominion of the Fatui.
ஓ வெட்டுவியோட இடமா இது?
Ugh! Haimon's so mad right now! How can anyone so obviously evil be so annoyingly self-righteous? But if a Fatui Harbinger is here to greet us in person, that can only mean one thing. We'll have to be extra careful from here on out. Paimon hates feeling like she's being watched. Hey! The real Catherine's back!
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I help? I will do everything I can to assist you.
You're so much nicer to talk to, Catherine. Please don't leave us again, okay?
ஓகே. இது வேற அடிக்கடி வந்துட்டே இருக்கு.
Please,
Dory.
here we go. And if you ever need anything else, don't forget to make the great Lord Sangama Bay your first port of call.
Oh dear. So it is the real deal.
Of course it's the real deal. Everything you'll find here is 110% real, meaning every one of my deals is as real as a deal can... Wait a minute. Well, if it isn't my two most valued clients.
இதெல்லாம் இன்னும் என்ன பாடு
And
பிடிச்சிங்க?
with no small thanks to your munificent
இன்னும் தானே?
patronage.
இன்னும் தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
Come. How could you just sneak into Not Cry like this without telling your dear Lord Sangama Bay? If I'd known earlier, I would have made an absolute pulled out all the stops to ensure that your boat ride over was as comfortable as humanly possible.
Thank the Archons we didn't tell you.
Oh, come now. You know as well as anyone how impeccably and conscientiously above board I am when it comes to doing business.
Well, regardless of whether that's true or not, the main issue here is that we had no idea you had a branch in Not Cry.
A clever merchant always has a backup plan, or two, or three up their sleeves. As the saying goes, a rabbit with many burrows fears not the hunter's arrows. A merchant with stores galore hears no debtors at the door. Since you're both here in Nod Cry, would you care for some of my finest local souvenirs? Whatever you're looking for, I have it. Or if it's Sumeru you're missing, I've got that covered too.
We literally just arrived. Do we look like we're on the hunt for tourist trinkets to take back for our friends?
My, your high-minded tastes never cease to impress. In that case, I know just the thing. You must be on the hunt for something like this?
What's that? Your hat?
Information, of course. Information about Nod Cry, locked securely in the otherwise impenetrable vaults of the Lord Sangama Bay's brilliant mind. I knew it! I just knew you'd appreciate the value of my wares. On the back of all our pleasant dealings in the past, I'll even take a hit by throwing in some insider info for free.
Wow. You sure are feeling uncharacteristically generous today.
What do you mean by uncharacteristically? I am the most generous person forget it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is this. The moment I set up shop in Nodcry, it struck me how many different factions there were, all competing against each other for power and influence. Well, as they say, there's no time for business like a crisis. Things got even more turbulent after the Fatui pulled down 2 ancient moons' remnants. People began to catch a whiff of the coming chaos. And the more troubled the waters, the greater the potential profit.
Not at all sorry to interrupt, but we're not here for Mora.
Oh, really? But surely it was the tales of an adventurer's paradise that brought you here. The chance to take your very own slice of all the latest and greatest business opportunities? In that case, what would you like to know about? Oh, they're an organization set up to keep the locals safe. Apparently, they have a long and glorious history, and they're made up entirely of volunteers. But seriously, a volunteer organization in Nodcry? This place is hardly a magnet for noble hearts. No pay, all work. That's not a business model, and it's certainly not for me. The Frost Moon Scions? You mean the people who believe in the moon goddess? They're not a bad bunch. It's just, well, they have such simple tastes. No luxuries, no indulgences, no nothing. Trying to earn a little more from that lot is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. Still, things between them and the Fatui have gotten pretty tense. It's only a matter of time before the powder keg goes boom. And when that happens, that's when business will start to boom too. That bunch of booze-loving monstators? Ugh, don't even get me started. As fellow Outlanders, I thought they'd be easy pickings, but somehow, every single one of our business negotiations wound up at the flagship. I've done plenty of deals with heavy drinkers before, but those guys? I never once made it to the contract signing before blacking out. I'm getting flashbacks of the hangovers just thinking about it. What now? A spaceship? Nope, never heard of anything like that. Don't you two get involved in any big business here without so much as a heads up, you hear me? At the very least, consider letting me in as a key investor. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Sooner or later, you'll no doubt end up doing business with some other merchants in Nodcry. And someone's bound to mention a place called the Curatorium of Secrets. Listen to my advice. Do not, under any circumstances, go there, no matter how much trouble you're in.
The Curatorium of Secrets? What do they get up to there?
Just a place that handles all kinds of disputes. But the owner will charge you an absolute fortune, and she has a temper to match. Nothing like your friendly neighborhood Lord Sangama Bay.
You're not just saying that to stop your competition from undercutting you, right?
When did that little pipsqueak get so sharp? And after I gave them all that info for free just to win them over. What do you mean? Of course not. I'm only thinking about your wallets. I mean, on behalf of your wallets.
You're really not convincing anyone, you know.
All right. Business is a cutthroat business. I won't argue with that. But I'm not lying about that boss lady. Not only did she make it into my top 3 people not to mess with in Nodcry, she's also in my top 3 people most eager to trade in favors.
Seriously? It feels like you're just bad-mouthing your rival now.
Fine. If you don't believe me, go see for yourselves. We might both be from Sumeru, but compared to hers, my conscience is so large, why, it could fill 3 whole palaces of Alcazar's array.
But when you realize what I'm saying is true, don't say that good old Lord Sangama Bay didn't warn you.
Wonderland treasures. Okay. Okay.
We're way behind schedule.
சாப்பிட்டுட்டு வந்து கண்டினியூ பண்ணுறேன். பசிக்கிறது.